Hey, what's up YouTube? Comic Freak for Life here. I'm just sitting out here at like 6:30 in the morning on the lake next to my aunt and uncle's house. It's pretty nice. I've actually never been down here the whole time I've been on this trip. I remember last time I came was like a couple years ago, 4 years ago maybe. I remember coming down here to swim, but it's actually really nice. You can see all around me, there's the sun right there and all around. It's nice. So anyway, hopefully this video isn't too boring for you guys, but I wanted to make a nice video about reprints. So as most of you know, the Megatins are coming out tomorrow, which is Friday, and they have reprints of all the past 4 sets, like all the holos, all the really good cards. So I wanted to talk about just the general idea of reprints and whether they're good for the game or whether they're bad for the game, and what my thoughts on reprints are in general. So I have a generally favorable view of reprints. I mean, if a card is $100 and I don't have it, and I don't have $100, and then it gets reprinted and it's only $5, me as a man who doesn't like to spend more money than he has to, I would like reprints. Although some people who actually play the game to be competitive and want to win, who pay that money right off the bat, and it getting reprinted after however long they've owned it, losing all that money seems like a bad thing. So I can agree with both sides that it's not the best when you have an expensive card and it gets reprinted, obviously. But in general, that reprints I think are they're good for the average player that just wants to play to have fun. I honestly don't hate reprints. I actually like reprints. So the thing is, I've started to change. I used to buy packs all the time, hope to pull good stuff, but I've become a better player and decided to play to actually win instead of get value out of it or whatnot. Reprints are actually really nice, although they don't really change. So as for me, where I used to pull packs and get really expensive cards, had big binders, traded, and a reprint might be bad for me, now the time, when I want to build a deck, I will just buy the cards straight out. So say if an Exciton is $80 and I need an Exciton, I'll buy it for $80. If an Exciton is $5 because it got reprinted, I'll buy it for $5. It really doesn't matter to me, because either way I'm going to buy the card and I'm going to use it, and when I'm done with it I'm going to sell it. So honestly, I could not care less if it's $80 or if it's $5. Now there's a slight window where if you bought it for $80 and it got reprinted, it went to $5, but usually that's not the case. For me, I don't currently run Exciton in the worm deck I have. I just didn't see a need for it, nor did I have the money for it. So I never bought it. But now that it got a reprint and it's going down in price, it might be cheaper than $80. I'm pretty sure that it'll be cheaper than $80. It's actually nice that I won't have to spend that much money on that card, which I know I'll probably need in Shadal's, but that's kind of my idea on that. If you just buy a deck to play it, it doesn't really matter whether it's expensive or not, because you're just going to buy the deck and play it for its longevity, how long it's really good, and then when you're done you sell it. For most of the time it's around the same price, so it honestly doesn't really matter if it gets reprinted or not, because you'll most likely buy it and sell it for the same price. So I actually think that reprints are nice for just average everyday players. Experienced players should not really care, because most experienced players would just buy a deck and play it. They won't need to buy packs. So I feel that reprints are good for everyone and that everyone benefits from it. So that's pretty much my idea on reprints. Some of the reprints that are getting reprinted in the tin, if you did not already know, are Exciton Knight, which was like an $80 card, Dragosac, which was also like an $80 card, Honor Arc, which was like a $40 to $50 card, and there's a lot of other really good cards like Armades, which currently went up in price, but it's going to go back down, and just a lot of other good foils that maybe not have been super expensive, but will honestly be a lot easier to get now with these reprints. As you've seen, I've seen a bunch of pack tin openings of the set, and it honestly isn't as easy as you might think to pull these expensive cards. So they may not go as low as you would want them to be, but they will honestly be a lot cheaper. So yeah, once again, I think the reprints are actually really don't matter, but for players that are going on a budget, it's always nice to be able to buy a card for cheaper than you actually be really expensive and have to buy it. If it's a reprint and you're like, oh hey, I only have to pay $5 for this, instead of paying $80 for whatever. So casual players, it's nice. So that's pretty much my thoughts on reprints. If you guys like this video, please like this video, obviously. If you like my video, subscribe, and stay tuned for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. Thanks a lot, guys.